Today in this video, we will not just read the definitions, we will relate everything to real classroom example. So you can understand, remember and apply it easily in your real classroom. So make sure you stay until the end because this topic often appears in exam. So let's start with the term teaching. Teaching is a systematic, planned, and purposeful process where a teacher guides, motivates, and facilitates learning to bring about desirable changes in a learner's behavior. So, what is systematic? Means done in an organized and step by step manner, not randomly. Suppose if we take one example, teaching basically follows objective. First, you have to create objective, then we focus on the content, then what methodology we will use to explain that content, what activities or tasks we can involve in making that teaching effective, then evaluation. So this is your systematic process. Planned, what is the meaning of term planned here? Teaching is a pre-thought and prepared in advance. Teacher prepare lesson plan, teaching aids and activities before the class to ensure smooth learning. Purposeful, teaching is definitely purposeful. Teaching has a clear goal or objective. Here, every teaching activities is designed to achieve a specific outcome like acquiring knowledge, skills, or attitude. So, what is the meaning of term teacher guide? Teacher guide means the teacher act as a facilitator, mentor, and a leader. Here, the teacher directs learning, explains concept and answer question and provide support. The teacher definitely inspire interest and enthusiasm in learner. It is the role of the teacher to motivate the student by encouraging them, praise them, develop curiosity in the classroom and provide some relevant content. Then teachers here act as a facilitator. So teacher create conditions for learning to happen effectively. Teacher tries to bring desirable changes. Desirable changes means which changes are required. Teaching aims to improve knowledge, skill, and behavior in the learner. So it is very important. The teacher ultimate goal of teaching is positive transformation in the learner. So when student is learning any topic, it is important that some changes are coming in the student. His behavior is changing. That is called positive transformation. So in gist, we can say systematic and planned means organized step for smooth learning. Purposeful means every activity has a goal. Then process means continuous interaction. Then teacher guide means explain, demonstrate and mentor. Teacher motivates means encourage and inspire learner. Facilitate means provide material and activities for hand-on learning. Then desirable changes means positive growth in knowledge, skill and behavior. Teaching is not basically just giving information, it is about helping student learn meaningfully. So here the focus of teacher is not just completing the syllabus, here focus that definitely learn something from your classroom. And what is the meaning of term learning? Learning is what happen inside the learner. Who is learner? Student is a learner. Every person who want to learn new thing is a learner. So learning is relatively permanent change in behavior or knowledge that occurs due to experience, practice and interaction with the environment. Now we will discuss the principles of teaching and learning one by one. So first we will understand what are the principles of teaching. First point is principle of clear objective. Tell student exactly what they will learn. Second is child-centeredness. Focus on students' interest and ability. This is very important. The interest of the student plays very important role while learning. So we can take one example. Who has planted seeds at home and connect learning to their experience? This will build curiosity in the students while learning. They will become active learners. Then next is motivation. Motivation is always important. So encourage them, praise them, and create curiosity in the classroom. Excellent. You observe the root sprouting first. So you can use these types of term, excellent, very good, well done. So this will always motivate the student. Then activity. If you want to be your class very effective and engaging, it is important to add activities in your classroom. Like learning by doing is more effective than memorizing. So student can plant seeds, water them and measure their growth. So this will make them active learner. Next is principle of individual difference. As we all know, every individual is different. They all are different from each other. Their need, their abilities are different. So every learner is different. Some student may need extra explanation about why roots grow downward. So it is important that you have to keep in mind that there are slow learners in your classroom, there are gifted, there are average learners in your classroom. So prepare your content accordingly. Then correlation. New knowledge should be linked with previous knowledge. It is important that you have to connect the new knowledge with the previous knowledge. When we prepare our lesson plan, we definitely add previous knowledge testing, that is called PK testing. So it is important that we connect the previous knowledge with the new knowledge, that is called constructivism. Next is principle of feedback, which is important. Correct mistakes immediately and reinforce correct learning. It is important. If student is doing any mistake, it's the role of the teacher that she should correct that child immediately. Next is principle of democratic teaching. Encourage questions, discussions, and critical thinking in your classroom. If we talk about these principles help us to make our teaching systematic, engaging, and effective. Next is what are the principles of learning? So as we already understood that learning is happen inside the learner. Now let's understand the principles of learning. So first is your principle of readiness. Learning is most effective when learner is physically, mentally and emotionally prepared. The student is sitting in the classroom physically, but he is not present in the classroom mentally. So he will not able to understand the concept. A student must be attentive, alert and motivated to absorb new information. So learning cannot happen effectively if the learner is tired, distracted, not physically fit, or maybe sometimes disinterested in particular topic. So it is the role of the teacher to develop curiosity and interest while teaching. Next is principle of practice. Teacher and active practice reinforce learning and strengthen memory. Learning is a process of building and consolidating knowledge, and more a student practice, the better they retain information and develop skill. So it is important that teachers should repeat the concept again and again so that the concept formation or concept will build in the mind of the student, which is very important. So practice, or you can give small task or exercise to the student so that they can practice and the concept formation is developing. Next is principle of effect. Learning is enhanced when it is associated with satisfaction, success, and positive emotions. So, experience that are enjoyable or rewarding increase attention. It is very important that teachers should use like motivating words or reinforce the students like by saying excellent, very good, well done, or she can give small gifts also in the classroom as a reward, which will definitely develop attention in the classroom and it will motivate the student to learn more in the classroom. So negative experiences such as fear or anxiety can hinder the learning. So it is important that teacher should focus on such students who are not confident, who are suffering from anxiety or fear. They need more attention in the classroom. Then next is motivation. Learner acquire knowledge and skill faster when they are interested, curious, or driven by purpose. So motivation provide the energy and focus needed to engage in learning activities actively. So here student is more attentive during a lesson when they know it is connected to their future. So it is important that teachers should add real life example while explanation. Then next is principle of association. New knowledge is best learned when it is linked to the prior knowledge or experiences. So it is important to connect the new knowledge with the previous knowledge, which is called as constructivism. Here student will be able to connect both the knowledges. So learning become easier and more meaningful when student can connect new ideas with what they already know. Okay. Next is principle of meaningfulness. Learning is more effective when student understand purpose and relevance of what they are learning. Sometimes a teacher never explain what are the objectives of this topic, why we are learning this topic. So interest is not developed in the student. So it is important, rather than students will do rote memorization and your teaching become less effective, it is important that make your teaching meaningful. So students learn best when they can see practical application or relevance of the content. Then transfer of learning. Knowledge and skills acquired in one situation should be applied in other similar or new situation. So here learning is valuable when it can be journalized or applied beyond the immediate context. Teacher can enhance transfer by providing varied examples and exercises, like learning problem solving in mathematics helps students solve real life budgeting or planning problem. Then principle of active participation. Students learn best when they are actively involved in learning process. So not just passive listeners. So here student role should be as an active learner. Engagement through discussion, hand-on activities, experiments, questioning or collaborative tasks enhance understanding and retention. Now let's see how teaching and learning work together in the real classroom. So, teacher plans a lesson, motivates learner and prepare material. We can take simple example like prepare seeds, pots, water and explain the experiment. Teaching objective, define what student will learn. Then example we can take student will learn how seed germinate and identify plant parts. Then methods and activities. Engage student in hand-on task. Example, planting seed, measuring growth and drawing diagrams. Learner participation and practice. Students actively observe, record and discuss. Example, student note differences in seed growth daily. Then feedback and reinforcement. Teacher correct misconception and encourages. For example, correcting observation errors immediately. Meaningful learning and behavioral changes. Student understand, retain and can apply knowledge. For example, student can easily explain seed germination and even grow plants at home. So this is the summary: teacher role, learner role, and it is explained with the help of one example. Just we can say teaching without learning is useless and learning without guidance is incomplete. So the process links both to produce meaningful outcome. If you found this video helpful, like it, subscribe for more teaching tips, classroom examples and exam guidance. Teaching is basically guiding, learning is experience and process is hands-on, meaningful, active. So see you in the next video. Thank you.